Good morning, Service Alliance community. How y'all doing today? What's up,
What's up, brother
EJ?
Doug? What's going on? We're here on the 4th of July, courtesy of the red, white, and blue, representing. Uh, Zach and I decided together, you know what? We ain't been on together in a while, and we want to do something special. So, thank you guys for joining, and we hope you get something out of this and interact because we woke up early for it.
So we decided that they'll kind of get a little peek inside of the mind of what happens offline. You and I spend a lot of time talking marketing, talking business strategies, talking growth, talking leadership. We're all over the map in what we talk about, right? And we spend a lot of time working through problems on each side of the fence. So look, get a little insight into that this morning. Well, that's a good question, Paul. If you were a firework, which one would you be?
You want me to go first?
Of course.
I'm going to think business related. I was just at the fireworks show last night, and ones I liked the most last night was they went up straight up, and you could barely see anything. And then when they got to the highest point, the highest fireworks of all, boom! And it was the biggest explosion. I think I'm going to kind of quietly keep raising up my business, elevating, elevating, elevating. And then when we get up there, boom, they're going to say, where do they come from?
Love it. Currently, I am the M80. I go up. It's a big bright flash. I knock you out, and you don't know what happened after that.
Go. What about you, Paul? Which firework are you? So while Paul's thinking that, why don't we get this part going?
See, he knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. All right. So I picked this from Prayers and Promises for Men. It's also for women. Don't freak out. Uh, the topic is freedom. I don't know if you can see it. Anyways, I was looking for a topic and I thought, well, there it is. Independence Day, the day that we celebrate our freedom. So we have 2 Corinthians 3:17. The Lord is the Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is freedom. I've seen other verses use liberty instead of freedom. So they kind of get used hand in hand. And I'm going to give you a bonus scripture. John 8:36. If the Son sets you free, you are truly free. So you obtain your freedom in the Spirit of the Lord through our Savior, Jesus Christ. How great are your ways, my God, and the power of your Holy Spirit within me. You give me freedom from the power of sin and strengthen me to take control of my own impulses. Because of your redemption through Jesus' sacrifice, I am not a victim. Father, keep me in your spirit, and I will live free to observe your ways and be filled with joy at the soon return of my King. And the thought, how does it feel to be free from your sin? I know personally the transformation that was made inside of me the day that I accepted the Lord to be my Savior. And it wasn't an instant change. Things changed inside of me, yes. But what happened was I started changing the way I did things. I started changing my thought process. Started changing uh, the way I interacted with people, the way I presented myself to people. Uh, Different things changed, and overall, all of those small changes that began with a change in my heart, all of the outward things started changing as well. And I don't even I don't even feel connected to the old me anymore. I feel like I've lived two lives, one life of sin and one of redemption. And that is what is important to me. And that's what drives me in my business. And of course, you guys know this is the morning grind, Bible and business. So we talk a little bit of Bible and then we get deep into the business side. So if this ain't for you, just hang tight and listen. Uh, as I relate that to my business, I can think of this. There was a time when I was just kind of winging it. When I just started, I thought, let's try this and see what happens. Let's just go about and do what feels good, right? And then I got I got some direction and I've got some support from the Service Alliance community, which started as apprentice group, Appliance Alliance, and here we are. So, amen, Paul. Amen. That's why we connect, brother. Congratulations to you. Uh, there's a difference in the way I think about business. There's a difference in the way I present my business, the way I interact in my business. All of those things have changed, and it feels like I've ran two businesses. You know, I had the old EJ's Appliance Repair with neon yellow and black colors, and a T-shirt and neon yellow T-shirt and black shorts, uh, running out of a pickup truck. I was just a touch or two above Chuck and Truck, and now I have this whole new feeling. So Jesus and the Service Alliance community kind of go hand in hand. I kind of put that together at the end there, Zach. Am I saying that Service Alliance community is Jesus? No, but we can help you change your business. And let's go back to Paul's answer.
Just for our viewers just now tuning in, so this isn't too jarring. I know my ADHD, I'd follow along, but this could be jarring. So if you were a firework, which one would you be? EJ said the one that flies way up and then explodes, comes kind of out of nowhere. I'm the M80 that just rocks you to the core. And Paul said he likes the ones that look like the normal iconic firework. And then all of a sudden, they're everywhere else. It's his ADHD firework. Love it, brother. Love it. Awesome. And that's why we connect.
Great question.
Oh, man. What are you talking about, EJ? What is something we've been discussing this week that is still on your mind? You're freezing up, buddy.
So, yeah, I was just turning my focus on so I can not be distracted. We have been talking about branding. Now, we've been talking about logos, marketing, but more importantly, mission statement, core values, brand promise, and the message that you are delivering to your customers. We've talked about tagline and what story does your brand tell, and what is the message that you're sending to the customers. And this kind of ties right into that, what I was just talking about. Doing this stuff intentionally. I picked red, white, and blue as my colors because I'm a veteran and I'm a patriot, and it meant something to me. But there was very little thought into what message it sent. Uh, I still love it. Red, white, and blue is common colors that everybody relates to, but it doesn't really set me apart. Uh, I don't believe I'm going to change that part of it, but the message has to match what we do. And we talked about yesterday, Zach, uh, after you guys interviewed Dan Antonelli, and I've been studying some stuff, says most of us out there that are doing things the right way, we get to the house and the customer feels and experiences the high level service that we provide. And then they know. But how do we get them to experience that level of service before we get there? How do we get them to feel, appreciate, trust, and understand that this is the service they're going to get before we get there? And how do we get them to feel that before they even call us? Just by everything they see in our marketing, consciously or subconsciously, just taking it in. Every time they think appliance repair or whatever your business name is, they feel like it's professional. And they remember you and look you up instead of saying appliance repair, Lexington, Kentucky. They say EJ's appliance repair in Google search. So some of those topics, any of them are free game, and anything goes actually. So anything you want to talk about, but that's kind of where we've been headed. If you have questions about that, shoot them. We love answering questions. Uh, Zach and I've been passing a lot of graphics to him because I play with Canva. Thanks to Jenny Seeley for getting me onto that. And it's what I use to put together my messages and my social media marketing to send out. And it helps me to visualize the things that I'm doing. So, where are you at, Zach?
Well, let's talk about some of the stuff that we talked about.
Okay.
Right? I mean, so you sent me graphics and we talk about subliminal messaging, right?
Yeah.
You're working on something special. I don't know if you're ready to share it yet, but you're working on something special and there's a subliminal message that's in there. And I disagree with the guy that's doing your graphics wholeheartedly, and it's driving me crazy.
You talking about the character?
Uh-huh.
I can do that. It would be fun if we could show it, but I don't know how we can show it. Are you able to show it?
I might be able to show it. Give me a second here.
So while he's working on that, I'm working on a rebrand, getting a new logo, and shoring up the message that I'm putting out. So we're still EJ's Appliance Repair. We're still red, white, and blue. And we still deliver the same level of service. But the message that we're sending to our customers. And Dan talks about stickiness, that you can fit inside of your, there it is. you can fit inside of somebody's memory and they just remember it. So I got the character of me. It's a little more friendly to look at than the star that I have. Uh, the shield and text logo tells clearly who we are. The EJ is easier to read and understand than the one that I currently had. Uh, and then the fridge. The fridge was fun to me. I found a running refrigerator costume and I wanted to buy that and customize it for EJ. So when I go to events, I can have somebody wear the costume and draw people in and provide that memorable experience. And with this logo, I thought it would be fun to have the refrigerator wearing a cape as it's running. Like, it feels good. It's kind of like the save the day, and have that badge logo right there on the chest, kind of like Superman. And
So,
really
so we're
cool.
gonna break this down. Now you've heard why EJ did what he did, and now you're gonna get some of the real insight into what happens while I'm driving in the truck and EJ's driving in the truck, and what happens as we go. So when this graphic first came to me, it was inverted. Okay, so EJ was on the right hand side, the fridge was on the left hand side. It was running towards EJ. The shield was still in the middle. Words were all over the place. They were, it was like just one solid line across the top, bringing appliances back to life. It was really hard to read. And I said, EJ, the fridge is going the wrong dang way. And he said, what do you mean? And I said, you should be on the left-hand side. The fridge should be on the right-hand side. You have the friendly technician. It's gone through EJ's appliance repair, and now the fridge is off and running. And I said, lose the dang cape. And he said, what? But I love the cape. I love the cape. And I said, but
thanks for joining us from your campsite.
So onto the cape. Why I hate the cape. I hate the cape. The cape, it just grinds my gears. So when we're talking about messaging and we're talking about branding and we're talking about how we position the story to our customers, right? What does the cape say to you as a customer when you see it? It's whatever has the cape as the hero, right? And I said, EJ, why the heck is the fridge the hero of this story?
The fridge starts the problem.
The fridge is the problem.
The villain.
What are we doing here, right? And so if you're following, if you've ever heard of Donald Miller, he has one thing that says it's story brand, right? So we're telling a story, and the customer is the hero of the story. Your customer is always the hero of the story. So EJ should not be wearing a cape. The dang fridge should not be wearing a cape. If anything, the customer who is not on here should be the one wearing the dang cape. And so it just drives me crazy that it's got a dang cape on, right? And then the other piece of this that I broke down to him was the shield on the refrigerator. I said, it's a bit redundant, right? Like, we have our brand, we have our EJs in the middle. Heck, make it a little bit bigger, make the fridge a little smaller, make the shield a little bit bigger, make your brand super prominent right in the center, and get rid of the little shield on the fridge. Now, what I did say is, if you do the costume, yes, put the shield on it, put the cape on it. I don't care. That's fine. Like, in that context. But in the media that he wants to use this particular graphic, we're trying to tell a story. And the story is getting lost because of some of these odd elements. So this is just one of the things that EJ and I do. He sends a ton of graphics. I wonder if there's
hold on just a second. Let's talk about the message and before we move on, because I think it's going to
absolutely. Oh yeah, because this is another thing that we did talk about.
It's going to talk to you. So our current tagline is bringing appliances back to life so you can get back to yours. Yeah, Jenny is normally on with us on Thursday, so it is weird. But Jenny, I think you're going to get a lot out of this one. So and feel free to interact as well. So
by the way, I ripped into poor Jenny yesterday, and in the book club we were going over graphics, and it's just the way my mind works, and she was very, very gracious with my critiques and my praise. So Thank you for your patience, Jenny.
That's also because you didn't rip.
Well,
you're
yeah,
getting
that's
better
true.
at that. So it was months ago when I came up with this tagline, and I sought a lot of feedback, mostly from my inner circle. What is it that we do? And you can easily say, well, we fix appliances. Well, why does why does our customers care to hire us instead of anybody else? We all fix appliances. Well, I had thought about this story, and we're thinking a little more into it now, but the idea is appliances fail. I know that we all take appliances for granted. Nobody really thinks about it. They're just part of your house, they're part of your life, and everything happens. And then something goes wrong. And then, oh crap, it kind of ruins everything in your life and it takes center stage. The food is gone, it disrupts the whole life. Uh, Now you got to hand wash the dishes, you got to go to the laundromat or whatever, you know. The kids can't get ice water out of the fridge, or for me, it's when my ice cream's melted. There's nothing worse.
The fridge or whatever really does become the villain of the story, right?
Right. And then what do? They don't care that we fix the appliance. They just want the problem to go away so that they can get back to living their life, taking their appliances for granted over again. So when you look at this picture, now the fridge is going the right way. Before I was thinking the fridge comes to us for help, which positions us as the hero, right? But with this, if we take the cape off, the fridge is running away from us happy and running good. Is your refrigerator running? This one is. It's running happy, right? And we're there. We helped you win your day by getting the refrigerator running so you can get back to your life. So we worked on a new one, a new
I
tagline.
I have it ready to drop if you're ready for me to drop it in the comments.
Go ahead. This is one that we kind of stuck with, and we're going to try this one out for a few days. Helping you get back to your life. So Donald Miller says your tagline is best less than 8 words. And if you read mine up there, I think it was 11 words. It has a nice ring to it, but it's not quick. We want to get that impact. So
It was
helping you.
longer before. It was longer before because we did shorten this. We did shorten this down from what you originally had. I don't even have that graphic now, but we
Yeah.
did shorten your tagline down from where it was even before. So
that's the story. So again, Donald Miller, he has 3 characters, right? What are your 3 characters in any story? Zach.
what?
What are the 3 characters in the story that you need to have? The
Well,
villain.
you have the villain, you have the hero, and you have the helpful guide.
Yeah. So the fridge not working is the villain. Now we don't make this fridge the villain, but the problem is your appliance failed. You call us and we help you get back to your life. By choosing us, you become the hero, and we come in as your guide. We help you get everything back to order, and then you get back to living your life. Then the fridge is going back about its business like it was intended to be, running happily, not
And
even
you
being thought of.
and you go back to being oblivious until the next time it breaks.
Yeah. You know what? I had this idea, and this is what we think. Wow, I just said that. You know about the Maytag man. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
remembers the Maytag man sitting there lonely, you don't have anything to do. What if we made something about our appliances are lonely and feel? It doesn't tell the message though, but it's funny, right? Uh, let's get back to neglecting our appliances where they don't even get noticed. Kind of sounds like a depression commercial. All right, so what's next?
So we've talked about a ton this week. I'm scrolling through some of our.
So out of those four, we got mission statement, brand promise, and core values. Let's start with the mission statement.
All right, let me pull that up.
So our mission statement is delivering 5-star appliance repair service that constantly wows our customers. And you see where I'm doing is I'm rebranding. So we're sticking to the theme of the colors, the fonts, and telling everybody we're going to reintroduce ourselves as who we are. And one thing that, well, we'll get to that in the core values. But talk about mission statement, Zach.
You just brought something else up. Talking about branding. I want you guys to notice something here, which made my brain happy. We have EJ's right here in the center. You can kind of see my mouse going over it. You see the font and the style, right? Come over here and look at EJ's hat. It matches the font, the style. It's together. It looks nice, right? Consistency is key when we're trying to talk to our customers. They need to know who we are at all times. That brand has to stay consistent across the board. So I kind of wanted to highlight that because then, when you come over to his next thing, we have the shield, we have the EJs on it, right? We're staying consistent in what we're doing with our branding. We're not switching fonts, we're not switching colors, we're staying consistent throughout. And it just helps it be sticky for customers. If you've heard Dan Antonelli, he talks about staying sticky, right? So if everything we have, all our material is consistent, it's sticky. So good job.
Yeah, thank you. And of course, again, clean, easy to read. This I think is a fun script that you should stay away from script, but if you do use it sparingly.
As a signature is fine. That was the first thing. EJ's like, yeah, use the script. And I'm like, listen, in the context that you're using it on here, he's signing his mission statement. He is putting his seal of endorsement on the mission statement for the company. I love it. I love having the script in that context. If you're trying to get a customer or a team member or something to actually read something, stay away from script. It just does not read cleanly.
So talk about what the mission statement should say and what it means, and critique this.
So when we're talking about a mission statement, and I really do subscribe to what Donald Miller says about mission statements. They are short term. They are a stepping stone to your vision statement, right? And short term could be 5 years, it could be 10 years, it could be 15 years, right? Like short term is just you're attempting to do this thing to change this methodology. And then when you get there, you can always change your mission statement. Your vision statement should never change. And that's one of the things that EJ and I were talking about, making sure he has a clear vision statement. And we don't think that he does right now. But he has a very clear mission statement, which can help set the stage for a vision statement. So mission statement, delivering 5-star appliance repair service that consistently wows our customers. So with EJ, one of the things that we have talked about is he does get a lot of 5 stars, but it is not a consistent thing, right? He does have himself and his team that are delivering repair service that on occasion wows their customers, right? Most of the time, right? Like it's not always. Like we always want to be wowing our customers. And so his mission, his near-term mission is to consistently, constantly deliver this 5-star appliance service that wows his customers, right? And some of that starts in the marketing and the branding and the things that he's doing now. So he's telling the story ahead of time. So he's making steps towards this mission. This mission is clear, it's short, it's concise, it's easy to remember. Those are things that a mission statement should be. Your team should be able to repeat your mission statement always. It's short, it's memorable, it's sticky. It'll stick with the customers, it'll stick with your team members, it'll stick with yourself, and it's easy to live out. Okay, this is what our mission is right now. It's clear, it's concise. Let's go. Right?
This used to be a very long mission statement that I couldn't even remember. This is what we shortened it down to. Now, let's go this angle, Zach. Whatever message you're putting out, it goes two directions.
Mm-hmm.
Your external customers, and then your internal customers.
Yep.
So the message needs to speak to both. And Tommy Mello, in his book Elevated, also says anything that you're putting out could also go have the backside of marketing and affect potential recruits, people that you're going to bring onto your team. You're telling them who you are and what kind of company you are. So I'm telling my customers, my message is, you should expect 5-star service. You should expect to be wowed. Now, Grant Cardone says overpromise and overdeliver. That's what we're trying to do here.
So now, following this, right? I'm gonna jump steps for a second just to kind of talk about how certain things tie in. Nope. Where'd it go? There it is. His 2024 goal is to get 500 Google 5-star reviews. His goal is feeding into the mission. Over 500. Sorry, over 500.
Yeah, just to clarify, not reach the milestone of 500.
You want 500
this year.
Mm-hmm. So that is feeding into the mission statement. So it's an important step.
We're telling the customers, one, you should expect 5-star service. You should expect to be wowed. I'm telling my team, I expect you to deliver 5-star service. And you can think of that two ways. I'm telling the people that are potentially looking to join our team, this is what we expect. So if you don't think that you want to be at that level, then you probably don't want to be here. But if you're a winner and you want to, this is where you want to be. When I think about delivering the 5-star service, that's what we all want to do. But then adding that tagline there, or that last line, constantly wows. I can think of things that we can do that would wow our customers. But then what if you think about it in the other way, Zach? What can you do? What do we all do that does not wow the customers? Not just the bad stuff, but the average, everyday, you know what I mean?
We just white truck syndrome showing up in
everybody does.
Yellow t-shirts and black shorts and
yeah. We got one in my area that's neon green with a black shirt. It looks cool. I don't know what the message is it's sending to the customers, but there's that.
So how else do we serve the mission statement? Let's see if I can do this in the first try. With our brand promises.
So this is where I took that extra stuff that was in my mission statement, and you can break it down a little bit more. We have 3 brand promises, and this kind of backs up the mission statement. This is what we mean by deliver 5-star service that constantly wows our customers. The bar is low, everybody. The bar is low. Do you want to just get over the bar? or do you want to just constantly, wow, I can't believe this terrible thing happened to me in my house, and these people turned a tragedy into something that I'm impressed and I enjoyed, and I don't even dread the next time an appliance goes down. Simply, one, experience a high level of professionalism. Two, service focused on your individual appliance need. This ain't cookie cutter service. We care about you and what you need, and we're going to give you service focused on that. That means we care about you. That's what we're telling the customer. Clear and frequent communication throughout your experience. This is the one that we fail on the most. And a promise doesn't mean, like, when you're setting a promise, I'm thinking of this as an extension of our mission statement. Now, we all make promises that we can't keep sometimes. And when you're over promise, aiming to over deliver, you're not going to make it every time. But if that's what's driving you, you can. So as I focus on this, I find things that are in what we are promising to our customers, and I want to find ways that we can improve it. So I know clear and frequent communication is one of our biggest compliments that we get when everything's going right. Everybody loves the text messages we're getting. Thanks to House Call Pro and My Office Help for helping me with all of that stuff. They love all of the notifications. But when it doesn't go normal, we're probably about 50%. And things fall through the cracks. Now, Stephanie is on the team now to help prevent that. And when that's going well, it goes really well. We're probably up to more like a 90%. So we're still not 100%, but that's part of that mission. We want to deliver 5-star service, and we don't every time. But you better believe when we don't, we're going to make it right. So what are your thoughts on these brand promises and the message it sends to the customers and our internal team?
So again, consistency is key, right? So how are we going to get our 500 Google reviews this year? How are we going to deliver service that constantly wows? It's through a high level of professionalism, right? You can't be a check in the truck and pull off 505 stars in 1 year. Like it's just, I mean, you could buy 500 reviews, which Google frowns on, by the way. Right. But you can't truly earn that without having that level of professionalism. The other thing is constantly wows, right? So for service focused on your individual needs, we are paying attention to you, the customer. You are the hero of the story. We are guiding you through this particular problem, and we're going to come to a solution together at the end of this, right? So service focused on your individual appliance needs. Customers want to be heard. They want to be seen. They want to be known, right? And we get that by focusing on their individual problem, not by focusing on the next service call, not by focusing on, I have 10 calls today, not by focusing on any of that. We are focused on them at the time that we are in their home, making sure that we are ready to take care of them. Clear and frequent communication. Listen, most people don't know how to communicate. The source of most problems is communication. And so if you can over communicate, over deliver, over promise always, you are going to wow your customers. So I really love that your brand promises back up your mission statement, back up your goals. And all of this is leading us towards refining what your actual vision statement is. And I challenged you on that last night. I threw a monkey wrench in it, and you're like, well, no, I think I want to do this. And I said, why can't this do that? right? Why can we not achieve that through this path?
Yeah.
And so having someone around you that can kind of help and clarify that. And that's why I said, drop your questions, comments, things you want us to clarify, things that as we're discussing this, maybe within your own brand promises, maybe within your own mission statement, you're struggling with. If you got me as a friend, shoot me a Facebook message and I'll be happy to share a graphic that you have and we can kind of break it down and go through it in real time. But I love the consistency. I love how everything is backing everything up. And I kind of want to jump over to how do we get there? How do we get, like, where is the start of all of this coming from? We know what our mission statement is, but we need people on the mission with us, right? If Jocko willing, right? We can't achieve a mission if we don't have the team to achieve the mission. And how the heck do we figure out who that team is? So let's see if I can share this without screwing it up. This is the one that I like better because just the way that the words lay out. And we'll go to the other one, how you kind of refined it. But
yeah, because I have a brand on it.
Yeah. So 5-star core values: professionalism, integrity, reliability, innovation, and teamwork. And then we're going to go to the other graphic. I like the way the words are laid out better on that one. So professional, integrity, reliable, innovative, and teamwork. So these core values are what we're looking for. That's why I like the other one, the way it's laid out, because,
Yeah.
you have a level of professionalism. You are looking for someone who has a level of professionalism. It is an attribute that they are always doing, right? So it is the key to building trust, positive relationships, and achieving success. 100%. Absolutely love it. Integrity, always honest. And let me start by, I hate when companies call themselves Integrity Heating and Cooling, Integrity Roofing, Integrity Plumbing. Don't tell me what you are, just show me, right? So where EJ has integrity in his core values, I like that there. The goal is that everyone has integrity, and we never have to say this again, because integrity is just that bar. It's the standard, and then we can move on to new things. Unfortunately, there's too many people with no integrity, so we have to really clarify this all the time.
Let me tie this back too, because I said something that really, it helped me to say it out loud. And if you recall my message in the very beginning of this show, there was 2 lives I've lived. One without the Lord and one with him. Integrity matters to me more than maybe a normal person, because integrity kind of seems like for a normal person, that's the given. Of course, you're going to do the right thing. That's what we all do. Not everybody. I didn't used to have integrity. I was a good guy, but I did things that didn't line up with this core value. That's why it's got to be on there. That's why I used to lie, cheat, and steal. I used to manipulate, and that's not who I am. Hasn't been for a couple decades, but it's still inside of me who I used to be, even though I don't connect with that person. You need to know what it is you stand for, because if you don't stand for anything, you'll fall for anything. So integrity is very, very important to me, and I only want to surround myself with people that agree with that and fit that same mold.
And so you break down the definition here: always honest and do the right thing. And then the line that drives me crazy, even if it hurts, right? So when we're talking to our team, we want to keep things in that positive centric focus. And then you have a double period, which breaks my brain. Always do the right thing, even when no one is looking. is how that should be clarified. I think that was my only problem with that breakdown. It shouldn't be even if it hurts, and there shouldn't be a period after thing. But it should be even when no one is looking, right? Like that's integrity. When no one's looking and you're doing the right thing, you got it. You're doing it, right? Like that's the thing. I love it.
Well, you can even break it down too. I know I'm kind of slowing you down here, but doing the right thing again is expected. But what can you do that's the right thing that wows?
Mm-hmm.
When stuff goes bad, people start to get real nervous.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, I get excited unless it's something that, man, I really feel like an idiot because we let that happen, right? But how do you recover? Tommy Mello shares that story in his book Elevate, where they let a customer down on the time frame, and he found out about they got a bad 5-star review or a bad 1-star review, and he personally went to the house, but he stopped on the way, got a dozen yellow roses and a gift card for Starbucks, and went to their house, knocked on the door, and said, "I feel like crap." Summarizing,
Mm-hmm.
we let you down. We disrespected your time, and if you will allow me, I want to make that up for you. So, what do you do? What do you do that embodies integrity? Because it is more than just doing the right thing. What level are you doing it at?
Yeah. It's how you come back from the mistakes and making things right as well. Reliable, consistently deliver high quality service on time and as promised. And that goes to integrity, right? As well. Like these two kind of tie in, but it's just one more clarification. We're trying to be consistent, and we are delivering high quality service, and we're doing it in a timely and as promised manner, the clear communication, right? So we want people that are reliable. We want people that are going to show up when they're supposed to show up. If you ain't going to show up, just make sure you're going to tell me ahead of time that you ain't going to show up, right? That's the thing that drives me crazy. You say you're going to be somewhere and then you're not there. That just sends me into the stratosphere. So I love that that's what you're looking for in a team member, is someone who does what they say they're gonna do and they do it consistently. Love it. Innovative. This is the word that I struggle with. Continuous improvement, creativity, and then the little throwback to me. Thanks for the shout out, buddy. Good change is good. So if you've ever heard me say, this is where this came from. Good conflict is good. Bad conflict is bad. That was the kind of little shout out that he gave me. Good change is good. So continuous improvement and creativity, right? So we're finding ways, whether it's software, whether it's our answering, whether it's our inventory system, it's our marketing, it's our whatever. We are trying to always get better. We are always trying to move forward and find new or refine the current ways of serving our customers. How do we tweak that? How do we make it better? How do we continue to move forward? I would summarize it as a growth mindset. I would summarize it as adaptability, which ChatGPT did not agree with. It kept coming to innovative because ChatGPT is not creative or innovative. It's
It is 100%. That's exactly what it is innovative.
it's just it's just recycling the crap that's on the internet.
By the way, while we're on Chat GPT, I was going to say this in a little bit. Some of you may be watching this and thinking, holy crap, what is all of this stuff? And we're trying to help you understand what it is and how to come up with it. But if you're like the old me and the old Zach, which most of you probably are, I'm a tech. What does this matter?
Mm-hmm.
How do I do it? Even if I do believe it matters. how do I come up with this stuff? I don't want to just steal somebody else's stuff. I use Chat GPT. Like, I had these ideas in my head, and I go to Chat GPT and I say, give me a list of core values for an appliance repair business. And it gives me 20 different options. And that just gets my brain working. I'm not taking these directly. I'm taking the ones that match what I had in my head that I couldn't get out. Right. And then I ask it to define each one of these. And then I take whatever it gives me and I reword it to be mine. Because I already have this stuff in my head. We all do. Some of us, it's a little harder to get it out and worthy of being presented. And that's what we're doing here.
Yeah. So I do, and I want to go one level further, because you'll throw it in Chat GPT, you'll take it to the mastermind, and then I'll get a phone call or 12 phone calls or whatever, and it's like, hey, can we go through this? I'm going to send you like 18 graphics, and let's talk through this. So two important keys there, right? So you need someone or a group of someone's, right? A mastermind, a core group that can come around you and kind of help you refine. And then the next step is you need a guide, you need a mentor, you need someone who can tell you the things that no one else wants to tell you. A lot of times your core group can be like, oh yeah, it's okay, that's great, we love it, da, 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 da. And then your mentor's like, no, let's try that again. Let's talk through why I don't think that works, because here's what I hear you saying, right? So one of the things that I do with EJ is I ask a lot of questions, probably annoyingly so, but we always get to where we're trying to go. And so I ask a ridiculous amount of questions of EJ to kind of push. If you ask one question, you're going to get one answer. And then you ask another question, and you ask another question. And it's like peeling away the layers of an onion until we finally get to what the core of what's going on is. So he'll bring the stuff to me and I'll go, here's what I'm thinking, and here's what I say. That's why I don't like innovative for what he's saying, because as he clarified what he meant by this, as he clarified what he is looking for in a team member, I went, that's not necessarily innovative. I don't think that summarizes what you're truly trying to say. And then, we went back to the drawing board and we went through a couple different iterations. And I forget, we didn't put it down, but one of them was innovative service. That we actually had a couple better options that came through, but having someone in your life that can then help you refine and filter out the things, get people around you that want to work with you. And I want to go to the last point, teamwork. One team. When we win together. And I think that's so important. You need to move the exclamation point, by the way. It needs to be after together.
I can't even see. Oh, okay.
It's in the wrong spot. Like the double period on integrity. But so teamwork, like we want team players, right? And you almost could refine that to, if we're talking about core value, it's teamwork, it's team players. We want these people that know that it is everyone in this together. We are all in the boat. We are all trying to row the same direction. We are all trying to move forward. And so for core values, I love these because it supports your mission statement. It supports your goals. It supports the direction that you want to head with the company. It supports the things you're trying to refine, in wowing your customers and providing that level of excellence to your customers. Everything that you've done is consistent. It's taken some time to get there, but it's consistent. And it begins to set the expectation for the team members. This is how we do things. This is why we do things. And this is where we're heading. Right? Those are the things that your team members need to hear.
Amen.
All the time.
And that ties it back to where I was going to go. Again, I did the core values as an internal message to our team.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what we were talking about last night as we were analyzing each one and what it meant, what it stands for.
You're playing with your Rubik's Cube, aren't you?
Oh, sorry. I'm a fidgeter. We should be able to present our core values to our customers as well and our potential employees. So I need to make it to where we can present it and it lands and sticks everywhere. And it tells the same message. So, man, I really hope this episode helped you guys. This is something that Zach and I are very passionate about, and we enjoy talking through this stuff. And of course, this is what we do for fun. And hey, we finally got a comment again. Dan says the trick may be through
getting your existing team to follow along. There's going to be pushback from some, and there's others who may say, yeah, I'll do that. And yet actions speak louder.
Boy, I can talk about that.
Yeah, that you can.
So that's the reason I put in there. It was definitely a shout out to Zach, but good change is good. Right. And here's the thing is, as you grow, I'm going to say it the way I say it inside. Where we're going, not everybody can come with you. Where you want to go, what got you here ain't going to get you there. That's from Tommy Mello. Whatever you're doing now and your current team, that has to be the message. So, Dan, you're right. You do have to show them. I've been talking about this type of message ever since I started, but it hasn't really shown at the level that I want to go to. So, as we've made some changes, some people ain't with us anymore. Some of them, it breaks our heart. Some of them, it doesn't. And there's been people that come and join the team for a day, 2 days, and leave. They've self-screened themselves that this ain't for them. For whatever reason. They don't want to go where we're going. Or maybe I didn't show it at the time. But the team we have now, which is myself, Terry's the old head with us. He's been with me from the start. And Stephanie and Andrew. I can't remember how many names I said. Myself, Terry, Andrew, and Stephanie. And of course, my office help is a huge part of my team. I've aligned my core values with theirs because I believe in that. So go to myofficehelp.com if you haven't and check out their About Us page. And it goes over their core values. And you'll see a lot of similarities. But things started changing in my business when we got the right people on the bus. We got them in the right seats right now. We're telling the same message. And it's starting to stick. It's starting to be seen and accepted. Because I got a guy that hates change. Just wants to fix stuff and help people. Great technician. He don't buy into all this little stuff behind the scenes because it don't make money directly. It doesn't help him. And that's the message we have to find. What's in it for you? Well, when I can make you show up looking professional with a good logo, clean colors, good shirts and hats, you're comfortable in the truck you're driving, and you got all the tools. We've set you up for success because my office help has already started to wow them. We show up on time and they get the notifications that we're doing that. You're already set up for success. Half of the job that you have to do is already over. It's already done for you. All you got to do is come in and continue that. The hard part is getting people to let their guard down and accept you inside their house as a friend, a guide, not a villain. We're not the villain. We're here to help you get what you want. And that's the difference. So, Dan, I I know you know this stuff, but I'm just speaking to this because this is the comment that everybody's thinking about. Everybody that's been doing this for a while, they think, I already have a team. What's going to happen? So you can put some posters up on the wall and talk about it a little bit. It doesn't change anything. Nothing changes until it changes.
I want to add to that. I mean, so when you have people that are resistant to change, like EJ said, some of them may not be coming along for the full ride. But I subscribe to it's us until it's not, right? So that was the big push with EJ to get his messaging consistent, to get his mission statement clarified, to get his vision statement clarified, to get these core values clarified so that he's living it out. He's showing this is the way we do it. He's living this is the way we do it, right? And he can point to the why. More often than not, people don't buy in because they don't understand the why. There's a lot of people that are like me. I can get behind something if I know why. If I don't know why I'm doing something, I ain't going to do it. I'm absolutely resistant to it if I don't understand the why. If I can't understand why I should get behind something, why I should do something a certain way, I'm just not going to do it because I can't buy in. I can't believe. I can't grab onto that. And so it is our job to lead our teams well, right? And help them to buy in.
Yeah.
How do we do that if we haven't refined, if we haven't clarified, if you don't know what the heck a mission statement is, if you don't know what a vision statement is, and this is where I pushed on EJ. I said, you have a great mission, you have all these great things. What's your vision? I don't know. What are we pointing to? How are we getting there? And so I kept asking more questions to the point that now and I lost him. There he is. He's back. I kept asking EJ more questions to get to the point where it was like, how do we get there? How do we sell a direction if we don't have a direction ourselves? And so it's really our responsibility to do that, right?
That was. So let me hit this because this is a good conversation point, and I know we're over an hour now, but Dan hits this because this is the frustrating, scary, anxious part. Before all of that, you're going to have to plan for that success. Having the guys show up in good uniforms and nice truck costs money, so you're going to have to structure everything around it. Now, let's talk about planning and prioritizing because I always wanted wrapped vans, and the thought of, well, how do I do that? You wrap a van, it's got to be a nice van, so you got to pay $20,000 to $40,000 for the van, and then you're going to pay $3,000 to $5,000 roughly for the wrap, and hopefully it's good because you don't get that money back. And I want nice uniforms and business cards and all of this stuff, right? How do you do it? And I'm you. I'm the small business that's grown to 3 tags. Woo. But I'm doing it. And how do we do it? So anything else you prioritize, you make a list of the things that you want, your vision. What do you need and what do you want? What makes the biggest impact? Right? And if I was to start this priority list, the very first thing I would say, polo shirts. Okay, whatever your shirt is. Everybody has blue jeans or khakis, so you can pick which one you want and standardize it. Okay, pick a color scheme that you want, and make sure everybody's wearing the same color. You don't even have to have them embroidered yet. Just get them in the same color. Get you an embroidered logo and get 2 or 3 shirts at a time. A lot of times they'll make you get a minimum. So I was able to get 15 shirts for about $300 on Amazon. And I was able to get them all embroidered for less than 150. Find somebody local that's doing it. Get you something. It don't have to go from nothing to fantastic. Go in the stages. You know what I mean? Next, I would say the decals on the van. Now, you don't need a brand new van, right? You don't even need a really new van. You can get something 10 years old that is clean. For me, it's the image. I bought 2 2013 Caravans just now, last year. That's not what I started with. But those vans were 10 years old when I bought them. And the biggest thing is they didn't have rust. I don't want dents and rust on the vehicles I buy. I need them to run, be somewhat dependable, and I need them to look clean. And then I got decals. So you can get somebody to make you decals for $100. At least your name across the side. It don't have to be huge. It don't have to be anything. The magnets are about $40 or $50. So if you do this in stages over a course of about 6 months, you can get your uniforms and your van to match and look professional. First step is just look professional. The next step is sending that message that this is who we are, and then the next is the stickiness, right? You want to be disruptive. You want to catch their eye. I always looked at the vans and the uniforms as when they see me, I want them to think they look professional. They look clean. They look trustworthy. I can count on them. Dan Antonelli and Tommy Mello and Zach now is opening my eyes to the next level. Is you don't just want them to see you and think you look good. You want them to remember you.
And I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in it. I'm going to thank Jenny for the comment. You have to walk the walk before you talk the talk, or no one's going to believe you. So you want the first step. Get all the things in order that we've talked about earlier in this episode. And if you're just tuning in, watch this after it's stuck. Go back and watch all the things that we went through on the mission and the core values and the goals and all that stuff. If you don't have that stuff in place, the polo shirts, the wraps, the trucks, none of that crap matters.
Yeah.
If you don't have the other part in place first, you have to be walking the walk, right? Because all the other things become the talk of what you are. And so thank you for that comment, Jenny.
That's why she's in the circle.
First things first. You can't put you can't put the cart before the horse. You have to put the horse in front of the cart, and then you can get moving. So if you haven't clarified your vision, your mission, your goals, your core values, what you're looking for, if you don't have that, then nothing else matters. I don't care if they're all wearing the same color shirt. It doesn't matter if that other stuff isn't in place first, because you're not going to get them to buy in and wear the shirt if the other stuff isn't in place. And EJ's experienced that. I've experienced that, right? If that stuff is not in place, people can't buy into what you're selling. You have to have all of that clarified. Get in a mastermind, pick my brain, pick EJ's brain. Like, we're here to go through this stuff with you. That's why the Service Alliance group exists, is to give you a place to kind of come and talk to people. And that's why we're doing this Freestyle Friday, or Freestyle 4th, is because we wanted to share it. Like, we're walking through this every day. We are doing this stuff every day. I probably talk to EJ more than anyone, just because he's picking my brain. He's kind of chosen me to be that guide for this stage that he's at, because I've made a ton of the mistakes along the way, and I've shared that with you guys since you've been watching me on YouTube, right? Like, I have been sharing all the mistakes that I have made along the way and all the lessons I've learned. It's taken me 2.5, almost 3 years to go, boy, that's where that was. Man, if I was to do it again, this is the direction that I would have headed. Here's the mistakes that I made along the way, and here's, just the things that, drove me crazy about it. And I've come to peace with them. But that's where this is coming from, and that's why I can talk through this with EJ, right? He's like, hey, if I do this, what's going to happen? Well, probably this, more than likely, because I've done it and I've seen a bunch of other people do it. So, yeah, if you head down that path, this is the most likely outcome. It might be different, but more than likely, this is what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And so that's why the big push on getting all the mission and the vision and the core values and all that stuff very clarified, so that his team can actually buy into it. So he can sell the why to his team. And then as he makes these other changes, as he gets the branding, as he gets the marketing stuff, as he gets the vans and because the reality is you can't serve customers at that level if the other stuff isn't there. You can't consistently earn the money to get the vans, to get the technicians, to do the benefits, to do the things, if your foundation isn't there.
Yeah.
If you don't know who the heck you are, you're going to go so far, right? You might get to a certain level, but you're not going to break through that wall if you don't have the foundation in place. And guess what? If you get to that wall, you got to break everything down and start at the foundation anyway. So just get the dang foundation in place to start with.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we're having this conversation. We want to help you find that foundation. We want to help you begin to clarify that foundation and get the resources to start doing that, and maybe get the juices flowing. Like, that's the point of this episode, to get your brain flowing to, what are these foundational pieces I need to do before I do anything else?
This is elevating the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Zach, I love coming to you because we have that relationship, and I know how blunt you are, and I know that you care and you love me, and you care about what we're doing. And sometimes I get some wild ideas. And
Sometimes
Terry believes they all are crazy ideas, but he only sees the ones that get through you.
yeah. Yeah.
Come up with these crazy ideas, and I'm like, hey, Zach, what do you think of this? Ain't this freaking crazy? Like, it's so crazy it might just work. And you're like, no, that's just stupid.
Real quotation from Zach. No, that's just stupid.
Yeah. So it's part of the innovative is trying something different that heck, Apple's old motto, think different.
Mm-hmm.
You got come outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's doing this. What can you do different to set you apart from everybody else? And sometimes there's a reason nobody's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes that reason is because they're scared or they don't know how, or you know, any number of fears that get in the way. But you got to have somebody in your circle, several if you can, because my mastermind group helps too. Sometimes I go to them first and then you.
Generally, that's the way it goes. I filter out after the mastermind, generally.
Yeah. And there's a group of people that I trust in our industry that I can say, hey, what about this? They're not in my market.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to steal and rip off my ideas and take them as their own. We come up with ideas, we share them together, and then we all try them if we want to or we don't. And like the memberships, I don't want to talk too much about that, but somebody in our group shared an idea about it, and we all took it and ran with it, and we're all making lots of extra money about it.
And you did it in different ways. That's what I love about that, right? So someone sparked an idea and each one of you took it and made it your own and did your own variation on that because you filtered it through someone else to kind of help you refine it for your particular company, for your particular market, right? So everyone had an idea and now it's been refined down to work for each one of you in your own different way, because none of them are the same. Not a single one of them is the same. And I love that, right? That's the innovation. That's the adaptability. You're tweaking it to who you are.
I'm picking on you.
What?
I said you're trying to hold on to adaptability, ain't you?
It's what it is.
Chat GPT and myself, we disagree, but I do like adaptability. I feel like it fits what I was looking for. But yeah, we talked a lot about time changes, and if you don't change and your business change with times, with the world, you're gonna get left behind.
Yep.
But let's enjoy our fourth now. I mean, I'm kicked, right?
I gotta go work.
I don't. I'm gonna sit around the house and wear my red, white, and blue. Maybe I'll work in my building.
I had an adjuster blow off an appointment on Sunday. They called me out on a Sunday, and then they blew it off, and now I got to go on the 4th of July to take care of it. But it's season. That is the business. That is consistency. That is doing the right thing, even when no one's looking, right? We're out there, and we're doing the thing.
Even if it hurts.
Yeah.
Nope. It does hurt.
Yeah. Well, that was a long episode. If you tuned in towards the end and you didn't catch the beginning, go back and watch it. It's gonna be up and sticky on Service Alliance. We've kind of gone all over the place. And shoot me a message. Shoot me a message on Facebook. If you got my phone number, shoot me a text message, and we'll have a conversation. I'm more than happy. I spent a lot of time in the truck. I'm more than happy to talk to anyone on the phone and just kind of go through some of these things and kind of be that guide and that sounding board. What'd you say, buddy?
That it takes our mind off of our problems, so we welcome it. Zach, this would be a good one to pick through later and make shorts or smaller videos.
Yep.
Like even 5 or 10 minute videos.
You hear that, Mike? You hear that, Mike? Get on that. Cut this thing up into a bunch of little ones, buddy. Thanks.
All right, everybody. Enjoy the 4th of July. And remember the one that can give you ultimate freedom is our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And go out there and serve your people. Make sure the story that you're telling is the one that you intend to tell and that you stand behind it.
Have a good 4th, everyone. We'll see you next time.